I don't know what you want, man. Get out of my house.
Open this f***ing door. Where's your daughter, man?
That first attempt.
BakerTargets.com is where I get the targets you see me shoot all the time on Active Self-Protection Extra. They ship fast, their prices are great, and they have all kinds of targets, both for competitive shooting, defensive shooting, and fun too. Check them out. Pretty crazy here, so let's listen in and see what happened.
Hello?
Hi there, can you open this door, please?
For what?
I just want to make sure that everything's okay. There seems to be something going on.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just figured I'd check on something.
I don't know what you want, man. Get out of my house.
Open this f***ing door. Where's your daughter, man?
That first attempt didn't go well.
Where's your daughter, man?
Those are like, ow.
Where's your daughter?
It's great when you
Who's in there with you?
with flip-flops, because, you know, that's not going to leave a mark at all. Oof.
Hey, man, the Dungeons and Dragons meeting is 2 doors down, but thank you so much for coming.
Bro, if you don't leave
the door. Open this door, I'm breaking it down. You understand me?
leave my house. You don't.
Are you okay? Is everyone in this house okay?
What? Everyone's okay. What do you want?
I like the knock after the Ring doorbell. He should have been like, "Are you the key master?" That would have gotten his attention way more than
I am Dozer.
Yeah.
Well, and clearly, okay, what I said in this is clearly he is at some point in this, you know, that he's having a psychotic break of some kind.
Yes.
Clearly. That could be drug induced. That could be methamphetamine induced, fentanyl induced. That could also be a schizophrenic break. He's clearly, I mean, I can't tell at this point. At this point, he just looks like crazy. You know, like
I don't suspect drugs. Do you, John? It doesn't smell like drugs to me.
Doesn't smell like it doesn't. He doesn't give the mannerisms of drug use to me.
No.
I'm not seeing. You know, if you've been around enough tweakers, you've been around enough Mexican Americans, then you know they get that weird body mechanic that like their nervous system fires weird, and I'm not seeing that from him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker. Open the door. This is my neighborhood.
Oh, Joe bleeped the F word out this time.
Oh, you know, Mrs. Widener and all.
You got it, F-bomb.
Well done.
Sir, we said if you've got good service to ring the bell. We didn't need all that. All right, we appreciate it.
He's casting a spell. That's all that is. You got to yell it loud and multiple times.
Is he at Culver's? What's going on?
Do you think
go,
maybe he took a couple of levels in Bard?
There you go.
Trying to
Understand me! No! Kill you! Open the door!
Yep. He went around a back door. Now I know. Here's an interesting bit, and I think I said this in the analysis. You look down in the bottom right corner. It's only a minute later. So some people were like, "Well, a couple hours later." This is the same doorbell camera system, right? So it's a Ring system, and it's like a minute later. So he went around the back, and the back door was open.
By the way, this is such a great ad for Palm, the new home defense spray they have. This has been over.
They need to, you know, Alex needs to get with Ring doorbell, and they need to actually put it in the actual doorbell. So
yes. 10 out of 10.
Here's
Chef's
a little
kiss.
Here's a little shot for you.
Yeah. Just mid scream, you know. That's a closet.
Victor, you around? You might. Get the fuck out of my fucking house! You think you can fucking shot me, motherfucker? I will save that little girl, you bitch! There's no.
Trying to out crazy.
Sorry, Mrs. Widener.
Sorry, Mrs. Widener.
It's
Joe missed a couple here and there. What are you gonna
do? I can fucking hear. You bitch! You son of a. I'll fucking kill you!
Bit of a Donnybrook.
Man, hurry the fuck up, because I'm going to drag his ass out. I'm telling you who you like it to, bitch. Who you talking Get the fuck out of my house. Why are you screaming?
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Get
I
the
like
fuck
it.
out of my third room, bro. Walk the fuck out. What's the third room?
Hey, you know, Joe did
Walk
get the
fuck
one at the beginning, so I commend him for trying.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's all good.
I'm telling you, I'm giving you a chance right now, man. What's the third room, bro? I'm giving you a fucking chance. Get the fuck out of my house. What's the third room, bro? I'm telling you.
Now, hold on.
Get the
This is
fuck out of my house.
California, right? Is it California?
Yeah, it's Fairfield, California.
What does somebody need a shovel like that for in California?
The gravel shovel.
Yeah,
No,
use
it's
it like
not.
no, use it like a I had one too. Use it like a dustpan outside. Seriously,
Okay.
all the time. Like
Okay.
a giant dustpan.
House, please. Just answer the question. Get the fuck out of my house. Answer the question, please. There's no one in there.
Californians.
There's 3 rooms, man. I don't know who you are. You better get the street at 1797 Co-op Drive. I don't know who you're talking about, man. Why do I hear screaming? Are you military? Yes. Okay. Can you help me out? Okay. Yes. I understand what you're going through right now. Yes. Can you step outside? Yes, sir. Thank you. Will. Thank you for asking. There's something going on this
Great
street, bro.
switching of the gears.
Everything's fine. Please step outside. Okay. Well, sit there. Sit on the ground, please. Yes, sir.
As soon as he sits down, Kong! As for John, you are an
Let me
idiot.
read this one, John, because I want to.
Idiot.
As for John, you're an idiot to think after someone breaks into have an intelligent conversation, breaking, entering, the weapon is out. LL, hope nobody is taking your word this time or next. This time, yeah, I see I blew it because the guy can't write. As proven, it may be the life of the resident. So take that, John. Sorry. I kind of butchered that last little bit. But what was proven here?
I mean, so success is a heck of a deodorant.
Yeah, come on, Milko. What was proven in this was that it worked.
Yeah, it did work. I don't think it was. And I said, how many times did I say in that analysis, this was dangerous? And if he'd have shot him, I'd have totally understood. I think it would have been a good decision. But, you know, hey, it worked for him here. It's California. You can get a CCW in Fairfield in that county, but it's not easy and it's expensive. And, you know, not everybody has one. And if he didn't have one, well, you're not going past Harry there to get to your CCW or your home defense gun back in the back bedroom where your wife is hunkered down.
Yeah.
What county was it, John?
It's in Fairfield, which is in Solano County, I think, is if memory serves me correctly.
Okay.
Which
He's the idiot now, Milko.
I mean,
Although,
okay,
you know, the other thing I thought of, I mean, if there's nobody home and you know the guy's in your house, why are you even going in at this point? You know, if everybody is safely out of the house, and I get it, I think a lot of people have that predator drive, but
I think that's it. Predator drive. If you know your family is out, you know, your spouse is at work, your kids are at school, there's nobody in the house, like, dude broke in, I'm calling the cops, and I'm probably going to show up at the house and not go in, you know, and be there for after the cops figure it out.
although to be fair, if you see a guy in flip-flops and a trench coat running around the house yelling for imaginary people, I bet your chances are probably pretty good. If you do go in, you're gonna be able to handle that. However, you just don't know. So
It's an optional fist fight at minimum. And our homeowner, so apparently our dude did get at least one swing on the homeowner with the grain shovel. And so they exchanged conks on the noodle with the grain shovel. So, yeah.
I'm guessing neither of you have ever been hit in the head with one of those shovels, but I can tell you from lived experience, Mike, it hurts.
By the way, Fairfield, California, Neil, known for its wineries and agriculture. Just so you know,
I'm sure they're scooping a lot of grain there. That's clearly that's what they're doing with it.
It's a farm town. Seriously, that's what it is. So I don't know if they're scooping grain, but it is a farm town.
Fun fact, I was part of the opening crew of the first public golf course in Fairfield, California.
Wow.
Nerd alert. I was a cart boy.
They're golfing and they're farming. That's what they're doing out there and growing wine.
It's yeah.
So this guy says, outsource your violence. I prefer to keep my violence in house.
Ooh, Crown and Brim 9261's a real bad guy.
So Julie K says, sorry, John, the guy would have been drug out in a body bag. Period. Come on, Julie.
Julie K, 2706.
Come on, Julie.
Okay. I mean, all I'm saying is this. Okay, same as my home invader a couple weeks ago. Okay. At the end of the day, the way that it worked out, and he ran out and I didn't have to shoot him. Okay. He was probably 5 seconds from getting shot. That was about his margin of life, and he got out of there. And what is the difference in that outcome? I got to interact with Phoenix PD for about 30 minutes or so after that.
Yep.
And then they came back and picked me up about 4 hours later to identify him, all snot rockety and, pepper balled all up and in cuffs because they caught him at another house that he'd also broken into. And then I got a call here today. In fact, this very day. So what? A week later, from the victim's rep. That's my total interaction. Had I shot him, how much time would I be spending with Phoenix PD?
And lawyers and expenses.
Right. More.
Yeah. John, Neil, Julie K didn't get a harumph. Give Julie K a harumph.
Yeah, harumph.
Come on, Julie.
Oh, that's way too small.
All right, so I got it bigger on my screen over here. So this is from William Brown. He says, my oldest son sounds exactly like this guy. He's schizophrenic. My son many times says that there's a child rape going on in the building, in that car, etc. He actually thinks that he's doing the right thing. He says that if I knew what he knows, I'd be proud of him. I hope and pray that my son doesn't get shot in a situation like this. I'd be heartbroken. And I'd also understand why it happened if it did.
Can I take a little bit of this one?
God, that's so real.
I'm up at my in-laws' house in Mesa, Arizona. It's a suburb of Phoenix. And my very autistic, not very verbal nephew and I are hanging out back. And he goes inside, and I go inside to go do something. And he had gone inside and walked right out the front door and around the side of the house, through the backyard, over the fence, and right inside of the neighbor's house. He walked in their back door. And fortunately, they'd seen him before. They'd seen him in our yard, you know what I mean? But we didn't know them at all. We'd never interacted with them. And we're like, where is he? Well, I'm not going to say his name. Where is he? Where is he? And this whole period of time, like 10 minutes went by, we didn't know where he was. And that feeling is terrible.
Yeah.
And finally, somebody went and knocked, and he was in there, and we got him out. If that guy had injured him or shot him or whatever, he would have been justified. How would that guy have felt?
Right.
Fortunately, he didn't do that thing. So this idea, though, someone's in my house, I'm gonna blah, 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 is such utter nonsense. Like, no, we assess. We don't, just because someone is physically present doesn't mean we need to be sensible. We need to be good, sane, sober, moral, prudent people. Those aren't just words. That's a way we live our lives. Sorry, go ahead, Neil.
Well, I was going to say the same thing. We get texts from our neighbors, but we've lived here for about 5 years now, and we've got amazing neighbors.
Hey, Neil, 6 years next month.
Yeah. Okay, man. Yeah. Well, there was a time that I got a text from my neighbor saying, hey, Cody's here. And he walked in and sat down at the kitchen table, and he's a friendly kid. He just, these are my friends. And just about every day he asked, can I go down to the neighbors? Can I go down and see Lonnie and Mary? And I'm like,
God bless Lonnie and Mary.
Let's give them a break tonight, shall we, buddy?
Salt of the earth.
But when we have big news, of course, that's the first people Cody wants to go tell. And they, and they'll send me a text, or if I know he's on the way, I'll send them a text, say, hey, Cody's coming to share some news with you or whatever. And he comes home with a jar of pickles every time.
Has Lonnie got a ride in the new car?
Not yet, but that's coming. That's coming. So,
well, and so my heart, William, I mean,
yeah,
living that experience, bro. There have been a couple times where we've had videos on the channel that I go, oh man, this very well could be me.
Dorky has entered the Matrix.
Yeah, no kidding. He red pilled it.
He did. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
Millhouse broke bad, man.
Yeah.
That's the reference I was trying to come up with earlier, and I'm so mad at myself. I couldn't think. Who does he look like? It's the tip of my tongue.
Totally Millhouse.
Yeah.
And I do, man. Seeing the earlier comment that man, my son has paranoid delusions like this, I could totally relate to that. There's also some humor in all this. Okay. Oh man, let's read this one. Digital Earn. I once did have a psychotic break and had a couple days probably what this guy was going through. I could have sworn it was all real. It wasn't until 30 minutes of cops and paramedics telling me none of that happened that I kind of realized I'm a crazy person. It was scary. I thought a guy was holding 2 women hostage in my apartment. It went from that to me screaming at people about how the moon is hollow in a Walmart parking lot. People who haven't experienced that don't understand. That was as real as this phone I'm holding typing this on. Doing better now, but yeah, that's tricky. I'm glad no one came in guns blazing. I'm a completely normal dude, by the way. One day I don't know, lost it.
Wow, that's a great comment.
Wow. And dude, my heart goes out to you. I'm so glad it worked out for you. And I'm so glad they were able to kind of pierce the veil for you and help you to go get some help, man. That's a big deal. And I'm glad it worked out well. I will say, as a general rule with the cops and paramedics, what we teach in crisis intervention is not to try to do that, is to work within their delusion, to try to get them to help. It's exactly what the homeowner did here. Okay, you're Harry Dresden. Does that mean, are you military? Yes. Okay, good. Can I ask you a favor, please? Would you step out? So I'm just going to work within it. Even if like, well, the voice is in my head. Okay, I can't hear the voices. Can you tell me what they're saying? And say, I can't hear them, but I believe you, and I'm working within that framework with you. The one I go back to is the badge cam on the YouTube channel a long bit ago of the 2 cops that show up, and the dude's waving a big sword out in front.
That was Tucson.
Was it Tucson?
Yeah, the katana.
No, well, this dude had a big, like, 2-headed, like, broadsword, and
Never mind.
He was out there, and you remember he said his name was King Leonard, and the officer was like, okay, King Leonard, stop right there, bro. I totally get it. Hey, Your Highness, stop right there.
Sire.
And just worked right into it and then tased him and took him into custody.
Right.
But, worked right within his delusion.
My liege, I shall taseth thee.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't be the only one wondering why a homeowner would have a snow shovel in Fairfield,
Vindicate.
California.
I am
First off,
vindicated.
it's not a snow shovel.
Thank
Riley.
you. Detective Riley, I'll have you know, probably.
Yeah, clearly. Okay, that explains a lot to me then. Detective. That's a scoop shovel or a grain shovel. Come on, can we just be done with this? Can we put this to rest?
Farm kids.
Who knew that was going to become such a thing tonight?
I know, right?